the Culture TV, and it's your girl Big A. Today is the Fashion and Design Summit. I have a handsome gentleman beside me. Your name?
My name is Gabriel Kumacha.
Okay, so what are your expectations for the Fashion Summit?
Okay, well, since it's a fashion summit, expect something fun, educative, and more creative ideas to develop individuals
Okay, so you are thinking it should be developing the individuals. Okay,
and the globe at large too. Not only the individual, but through the individual, everybody will see it, or the group will see it.
Many of which began many years ago with Fashion Forum Ghana, which was a quarterly talk series that was hosted by Fashion Forum Africa for 2 years between 2016 and 2017. Now, these sessions served as a platform for open dialogue where industry stakeholders came together to discuss pressing issues of Ghana's fashion sector. From the legalities of branding Ghana's fashion, to fashion as art, to tackling the brain drain in fashion education, and even dissecting the commodification of beauty in the modeling industry. So these forums ignited critical conversations that were designed not just to highlight issues, but to drive solutions, laying the groundwork for a more structured, recognized, and economically impactful fashion industry in Ghana. These engagements brought together designers, educators, policymakers, models, and entrepreneurs. In the presence of Mr. Charles Foster. Please give him a hand of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My minister, Honorable Abdullah Abubashi, was close to be on this program, unfortunately, she had to attend to other pressing official meetings. So, having asked to set in her issues, I believe that I'll present what will actually add more to this very important issue. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we at Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative have shared so much in this very important moment. This moment does not only identify the Ghanaian people, but it has actually identified who we are and what we stand for. And that's the essence of fashion. Fashion identifies who we are, and you can see that in our very, very important statement law. It is no more a local brand, but a global brand.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was a lot of good stuff right there. I hope all of you took notes. Are you here, madam? Okay, well, we want to at least acknowledge them. So, with all that said and done, let's move on. And what I want to do now is kick off the program. I would like to introduce to you today's keynote speaker, and I'll tell you a little bit about her first. She's a pioneering force in Ghana's fashion and apparel industry. With over 4 decades of experience, she has not only built a formidable fashion empire, but has also shaped the industry through her dedication to indigenous textiles, manufacturing, and export. As the CEO of Sleek Garments Export Limited and co-director of the African Sleek Institute of Creativity and Technology, she has led efforts to transform Ghana's garment sector into a globally competitive force. Our keynote speaker has been a champion of made in Ghana textiles, showcasing her designs in Paris, New York, and beyond. Her leadership secured Ghana's AGOA visa, enabling the export of thousands of Ghanaian products duty-free to the US market. Recognized by the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank Group as a top 20 global female business leader, She has been a true trailblazer in fashion entrepreneurship, manufacturing, and skills development. Her work extends beyond business. Her NGO has trained and empowered countless young Ghanaians, particularly women, with skills for sustainable employment in the textile and garment industry. A multiple award winner, including the Outstanding Textile and Garment Company of the Decade and the Woman of Excellence Award. She continues to be a driving force in Africa's fashion ecosystem. Please join me in welcoming a visionary, a mentor, and an icon in fashion and industry, Dr. Nora Bannerman Adams. Stop to think, and we don't live in the past. That's my motto. I don't live in the past. So it happens, it's good, sometimes it's challenging, but then I move on because I'm looking at the next step and what can it be. So as I was thinking to myself, what do I say to a group of creative individuals? I thought, this shouldn't be a lecture. It should be more of a conversation as a people. And I want us to give her applause. She's been a work forever. And I'm truly proud of you. I'm not just making a statement. I am truly proud. Because I have to confess that for many years, some of us have engaged, have had conversations that we thought would make sense. I asked that something be put out so that there's better understanding. Can I get maybe 1, 2, or 3 of you just very briefly share your experiences, whether pleasant, whether challenging? Do we have the time? Yes. Okay. So those of you who have, just very briefly, is there any experience, something? See, you may be wondering why I want to do this exercise. And it's for this very reason. Those of us in the industry, I just want to give this lesson. This industry should be about collaboration, it should be about sharing, it should be about learning, not competition. Not competition. Never. I think that the rest is better. But if you don't mind,
Let's see vanity. Good afternoon. Let's talk about vanity. Compared to things that are out there, when you are trying to push things out, they look at quality. Quality control is one key thing. I think it's something we can very so thank you.
wonderful. So you focus on that, right?
And then I've been supported by the Oak Foundation for about 3 years now. We showcase our products last year at tourists, and we do upcycling to use second-hand clothing to produce our products. And then I think I'll mention quality as well. And then upcycling products are not easy to sell outside there. I think that's a big thing that's short. I think, and this thing I'm wearing is from a second-hand t-shirt. A second-hand t-shirt from Kantamantu, which we cut and use them for skirts, hats, and then we also use second-hand them to make topaz and embroideries on them. And then we are now going to our brand name is Kulture. So Kulture means the paint and
born into a different family or a different situation compared with what we see. So I'm a Rotarian, so let's always give ourselves that brief moment to think, what if? And then ask ourselves, what are we able to do to help bring that change as creative individuals, and let's not too difficult. Thank you so much for sharing.
I also want to add that you have to create something new all the time. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue exports. Thank you.
And if I may add, you have to pander to the market. It is the customer who dictates what you do.
They like what you have, people like what you make for them, from them. They want to order directly for her, she wants to make extra income. So what I always suggest them is, don't remain small and be too comfortable remaining small, because that small could be taken away from you. So how do you grow? Access to finance could be a problem, but if you are associating with others, you are able to access finance. And it's getting better and better and better. Because the world is beginning to recognize men value. I grew up in a family of $7, but I always say we women are the team players. We women make it happen. I wouldn't say anymore and get into trouble. But you know, access to finance has been a challenge. But you can come together and access finance. You can come together and access markets. So my biggest advice to you, if you want to change things, we shouldn't remain small. I was once in Dubai. What did I find? A design that I'd seen on Oxford Street was selling in the boutique. That design probably at the time sold for maybe 80 Ghana cedis or so. It was selling for over 1,000 and something else. No change to the idea. Nothing. Same thing. Change. Probably maybe better. Maybe. Not always. Not saying of course. So this is how it is. But when we collaborate and we can understand the markets better, we can access bigger markets. Now what else we think big? Now when we think big, this is a country here in Ghana. There are many agencies, and it was good to see Emmanuel so that you can see. My business was on CNN during the pandemic. Of all the factories and companies in the whole globe, why was Lee Garments on CNN? We were showing what we were manufacturing during the pandemic to help our country fight the pandemic. So never assume that whatever you have is so small, it's not going to go far. I know AI will give you figures, so I'm not going to waste your time trying to share the numbers. But the numbers, as I said, are huge. It's 1.something trillion dollars market. And it's there for the taking. Let's think that way. That's what took me out there. And Margot is not here, but the former EU office, then head of what I was doing. And that's another thing. We tend to keep to ourselves. I am not a keep to yourself person. If we want to change things, I will go to whichever agency I know has been established as a taxpayer and tell you this is what I'm expecting. You can see me as a nuisance, or you can accept what I'm saying. But we must stop keeping things to ourselves also and help to bring that change. So collaboration, association, engaging, and also planning. I cannot tell each person here what plan. What worked for me, as I said, was first of all how to access finance. Choose which market I wanted to operate in. And I believe that the first ladies then had the money to give the banks who didn't give me the money. And they didn't have the money. And it enabled me to expand whatever I had. The next thing was my passion to give skills. We must all have something we want to give away. You know, in this industry, people complain, and it's a fact. You give training to young persons to work with you. They get to a certain stage, they want to fly off and start their own thing. You can hold them back. So what you do, you make of your business model. That's what I did. And I did that way back in 1979. I recognized that I would have a challenge. And I'm not going to hold it, but I'm going to try to bond or whatever it is, but rather give them the skill. And then they go away. But you know what the good thing is? When I need certain specialized skills, I'm able to call on my past students to come together in my bigger factory and work together. This is what I mean by collaboration. I'm a fashion designer, but I've expanded into so many other areas. When we talk about uniforms for airlines, or we talk about even uniforms for corporate organizations and so on, it's got to be designed right. Employees have to enjoy wearing that uniform day in, day out for 5 days or 6 days in a week. It has to be right, it has to be comfortable. It's up to us, the creators, to create those uniforms. So there are such vast areas. And we can do that alongside the unique pieces that we have.
Oh, one moment, we have a little something. Caroline has a little something for Dr. Bannerman. Have it? This is just a little thank you. Thank you for your time. This is for me and Beverly Afri from your band over there. Everyone say hi to you! You're really shy in the back, making sure things are ticking. So, our first moderator is a passionate media professional, journalist and communications specialist dedicated to reshaping Africa's narrative. In her previous position, here's the clue, as social media manager for the Ghana Tourism Authority's Year of Return and Beyond the Return campaign, she played a pivotal role in attracting the global African diaspora to Ghana. This moderator, her vibrant YouTube channel showcases engaging stories from Ghana, reflecting her commitment to cultural storytelling. Her advocacy for women's empowerment and her experience as a TEDx speaker further underscore her dedication to societal progress. This moderator's profound insights into Africa's creative economy and cultural diplomacy makes her an ideal moderator for today's discussions. Please put your hands together for Ivy Prosper. I need height.
Thank you. I was equally thinking, who is she talking about? So thank you so much for that introduction. That means a lot. I truly am passionate about Africa, about the agenda of changing the narrative and telling stories of this continent. I was born in Ghana, but I was raised in Canada, and I made a return to live in Ghana 2011. I lived here for 2 years, and then I left, and while I was in Canada, I just kept getting this itch that I needed to come back. So 2016, I came back. So I've been here now since 2016, and continuing to do what is necessary to work as a team collectively to change the narrative of Africa. Now, I want to get down to our panel. I think we need somebody to come and move this out of the way so that we can see all of our panelists sitting there as we engage in our conversation. Thank you. So our first discussion, let me put my glasses on. I'm at that stage of life where thank you. Beautiful smile, always looking fabulous. I'm going to keep the introductions brief because I want them to go into more depth of who they are and what they've done. So I'm just going to give you a top line. She's the president of the Interior Designers and Decorators of Ghana. She's the founder of the Shop Accra, which is in Osu, and so many other amazing things, curating art, exhibitions. She's doing some amazing work. Please come and join me on this panel. We have Faith Sanam Oku, who is a fashion PR communications consultant, web of communications. I saw you earlier. Where are you? And we have Ms. Renee Neblett, who is the founder and director of the Coco Bite Institute. She's doing some amazing things when it comes to sustainability and fashion. Moved to Ghana from the US, and she's been here for a long, long time. She's a mainstay in the fashion business side, because at the end of the day, it's a business. And then finally on this panel is Richard Osika, who's the founder of Rio's College of Design. Don't know, I actually study fashion design. A lot of people don't know that. I study fashion design.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, my name is Aisha Lorraine Oku. I am very excited to be here today. I was very moved to hear the keynote speaker talk about association. So I've been in the interior design business or industry for the past 15 years. And we have an association. And one of the things that I'm very excited about is to also see the fashion industry as a great one. I think as we obviously all come together to talk about the future of the industry, I think one of the things that maybe we can move forward from here would be forming an association that collectively everybody can actually input. But my background, I'm also a retailer, so I focus on fashion specifically, made in Africa and made in Ghana fashion. I've been doing that for 8 years now. And I'm excited to be here.
In terms of an airline that is going to make this creative arts law also work so much, that was worked on last year. The National Fashion Designers Union was part of promoting that airline. I'm very glad to be, I was part of it together with Manoto and then other institutions. I'm also a 3D digital fashion lover, so currently I train people at Rios in 3D digital fashion, which cuts down your work for about 50%. Usually when a fashion person has to produce, you have to spend about so many hours or days coming up with your design, pre-production process and all of that. But with the 3D digital fashion process, it cuts down on the number of hours that you need to go through.
Hello, your name?
Hi, I'm Nee.
Okay, so the question is, how do you think a fashionista or a design can get to the international market?
Well, in my opinion, I think a fashionista or a designer should prioritize collaboration, because collaboration, means unity, and that also exposes them to different audiences that they might not have.
So do you think the fashionistas, they shouldn't be competing among each other, but rather
They should be collaborating more. Yeah.
I have a beautiful lady beside me, a handsome gentleman around me. Okay, so what's your name? Rachel. Okay, your name?
I'm Kesh. And I am Zechariah.
Okay, so the question is, brain drain is affecting the brain drain.
Brain drain
Is affecting the fashion industry, and how do you think it can be reduced or eradicated?
What did you say?
And brain drain is affecting the fashion.
What is that?
Is where the fashionistas have been educated, or the fashionistas where they have knowledge on what they are doing in the fashion industry, and they move out of the country to other countries. That's brain drain. So it's affecting the fashion industry, and how do you think it can be eradicated?
I do think, to be honest, if the opportunities that these places that they are moving to are providing them is also being provided here, I don't think they would leave. So I think it has to do with the structure. Yeah, if there are like enough structures here, then they wouldn't be like going elsewhere for what they are looking for.
Okay. So your question. Or should I come to Okay, so
Zachariah, please come close.
today the Minister of Tourism, he appointed someone to come, and he was like, this emancipation, he would focus on fashion. How do you feel about it, or what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's a plus. Oh. It's a plus for the culture to really need fashion in it. Yeah, so that's like a plus. I like that. Applause. I like it.
Okay, to Rachel.
Yes.
Okay, so please, how do you think, or in what way do you think fashion can improve or fashion can reach to the international level? Ghanaian.
I feel like it's getting there, but then you see, one of the basic things is funding. Okay, when they get like more funding, yes, even from the international people, oh, they see Zacharias clothing, they like, they fund it, he does more of it now, they take it there, do you get it, and it gets him, do you understand? So if the international people are seeing what we are doing here, and I know here most of them too are putting their work out there, they are doing their very, very best to put their work out there. So if these international people see their work and then they really want to work with them, they should fund them more, let them do more, and then take it there and spread it. Because why not? It's nice and it helps the work and also takes Ghana from where it is to a higher level. So my 2 cents, I guess.
Thank you all for having you here today.
Thank you for having us.
I'm Big A. I have two stunning ladies beside me. Your name?
Marilyn,
Your name?
Phyllis.
Okay, so the question on board is, do you think fashionistas should cooperate or there should be a competition among them?
I think there should be a little bit of both because both of them would help grow, would help in growth. So if you collaborate, you help each other to grow up. And then if there's competition, I mean, if someone does something, you'd want to do better than them. So I think there should be a little bit of both.
Okay, so how do you think, or what do you think, in your perspective, how do you think Ghanaian fashionistas would help push Ghanaian fashion to the international level?
Okay, so I think in terms of pushing our styling to the international level, I think the first thing is we need to celebrate our roots. So instead of simply like trying to imitate like foreign fashion, I think we need to make use of like, let's say for instance, our local fabrics, our tie and dye, our ankara and styles, and then that is one way that we can push our Ghanaian fashion to the international level. And then the other part about it is also innovation. So like I said, we have to embrace our roots, but it doesn't mean we just focus only on Ghanaian stuff. So we can mix and match styles, modern with ancient, maybe Asian styles with let's say Ghanaian fabrics, things like that. I think it would be really amazing in terms of innovativeness and pushing our style, our design, our essence as Africans to the international level.
Thank you very much for having.
So shout out to the Culture TV, please. Are you on social media? Yes, so please subscribe and follow. I mean, the content is top notch. Slay. I mean, make sure you follow the culture team. Follow them and engage in their content. I think they're amazing. Big A here.
I have a gentleman beside me. Your name?
I'm Diaka.
Okay, so how do you think, or in your perspective, what way do you think Ghanaian fashionistas can avoid the challenges here and move to the international level?
I didn't quite get it.
From your perspective, how do you think Ghanaian fashionistas can maneuver through the challenges they are facing here and move to the international level?
Yeah. If you could outline some of the challenges they are facing, then maybe I could answer your question.
Okay, so they are facing challenges like brain drain. Brain drain is a challenge Ghanaian fashionistas are facing because when they are being educated here, they leave to those parts to go and work there. So with that, how can they maneuver through and move to the international level and gain access there?
So basically, Ghana is a hub. Africa is the hub of a lot of beautiful things happening in the creative space, which fashion falls under. So I don't think the aim should be going to the international space if you mean going outside to work. I think we can access the international space from here. We don't have to always have to travel out of Ghana to make it. We can actually make it here and attract the international space to want to come to us as the international hub.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
Your name?
All right, so I'm King Kwame, Man of Africa 2023.
I'm Edwin Yamiche, Mr. World Ghana First Runner-up 2024.
Okay, so your question is, how do you think Ghanaians, fashionistas, can help put fashion on the international level? How we can help put fashion on the international level?
All right, so um, as a textile designer, I believe if we embrace our local and international designs like, let's say, tie and dye batik, when we promote them, it can also help to improve the fashion world, because now fashion is not only about designing, but also when it comes to the artifacts, we need to embrace it to also promote it so that the fashion can be a large world for us.
Okay, so to you, fashion has a lot of challenges. And how do you think these challenges can be reduced or eradicated in the system?
Okay, first, I think we need to focus on diversity because there are a lot of styles that are coming up now that we can incorporate into our already existing ones, but people don't have the diversified mind to accept it. So I think if we want to really deal with our stagnancy of the fashion industry, we first need to deal with our diversity, because diversity is what opens our door to creative minds coming in. So diversity, and we need to support our own brand. That's what I would say so far.